All right. What is going on, legends?
Cracking. It's cracking.
Episode 8. I know we missed last week, and I apologise for that in our Facebook group. But this week will be worth the wait, I promise.
Yeah, baby.
So we are going to be talking about a very controversial topic that maybe will get under some people's skin, maybe will offend some people, but me and Nathan don't care.
We don't.
We don't care other people's opinions.
Nope.
So what is that topic, Nathan? We are going to talk about
basically
the schooling system and conditioning that lead so many of us to have the mindsets, the negative or the lack thereof, and the limiting beliefs, and just, I guess, the belief that we have to do it a certain way, and you don't. So take it away, my man.
Man. Oh. Love it. I love the idea of this topic, bro. I'm glad we chose this. And look, like you said, I think it will get under a lot of people's skins because most people don't want to hear this type of stuff.
The truth hurts.
I think it's exactly. And to put it in an analogy that way is what I wanted to try and make it a bit more of a lighter topic. Not super dark. But look, to be honest, it all, look, like you said, the school system, I smashed my funny bone, ouch. The school system, that's where it all starts. And look, to be honest, even before that, that's with our parents, but hey, exactly. And, you know, me and Stephen have got to know the simple fact that hanging out with turkeys only means we gobble gobble. When we want to fly like an eagle, we've got to start hanging out with eagles. And the masses, to be real, they're turkeys gobbling around, bro. Following the lines, forming orderly lines, following the system. That's what turkeys do. When we're young, we don't know anything. We're born without any knowledge at all. We rely on external influences to give us that knowledge. And when we have role models, mentors in our lives that are also conditioned, guess what they pass down? The mindset of somebody conditioned. They went to school, they formed orderly lines, they ate lunch when they were told to when the bell rang. They didn't speak when they weren't supposed to speak. They put their hand up like they were told to. That's what they did. They said, don't speak up with an idea unless you have permission to. That's what's drilled into our heads when we're young, when we're kids. No wonder.
They suppress individuality.
We've been freaking conditioned to think, to act like employees, like factory workers. Form an orderly line to get into the job. Walk, you have to wear the same uniform. High vis. You have to continue on doing the exact same task every single day like we tell you to do. You cannot do it in your own way. You must do it for this time. We will tell you when to eat lunch. We will tell you when to go home. No wonder why we're all freaking depressed. We're all freaking eagles with caged wings. We're trying to fly, but we're hanging around with freaking turkeys. What's going on?
Yep.
I don't know what you wanted to add to that, Steve.
Yeah, look, it is something that I have had a fairly strong view. I know Nathan doesn't have any kids yet, but I've got 3 of them, and I've just had one finish year 12, and I've got 2 more, one in the high school system and one in the primary school system. And look, last night, I'll give you an example that I wasn't even going to talk about, but it just popped into my head now, so might as well roll with it. Last night, my youngest daughter and my eldest son, we were talking about Easter, right? Now, we were talking about what we're going to have for dinner tonight because it's Good Friday. And any Christians or anyone that's, follows the faith don't eat red meat on Good Fridays. That's, I'm not a religious person myself. I don't go to church. I don't really practice it. But that, each to their own. That's not the topic here. The topic is that my kids didn't even know what the meaning behind Easter was. I asked my youngest daughter I tried to explain to her why they weren't going to eat red meat because she wanted to have sausages or something, red meat. And we said, no, we're having fish and prawns. Which I would want the fish and prawns anyway, let's be honest. But, and she couldn't understand it. And I said, you know what Easter's about, yeah? And she's like, well, chocolate, Easter bunny. And I'm like, oh my God. What is going on? I said, surely you've learned about you've learned about what the real meaning behind Christmas, Easter, all of these holidays actually means. It's not about presents and getting chocolate and shit like that, right? But it just made me remember, and this just triggered that just then. Our schooling system is so focused on teaching things that are not life skills. And I'm not saying that religious beliefs and the meaning of Easter is life skills, but that's just an example. But I'm talking about, like, our kids don't learn how to save money.
No.
They don't learn how to be anything but an employee.
Exactly.
They don't learn about it, how to invest into the stock market, or make money online, or use digital services to create wealth. All they learn is to make sure you're on time for your interview, make sure you're there, make sure you never have sick days, make sure this, make sure that, and they're just conditioning you. They're conditioning you, the system, right? And this will probably be, like I said, pretty controversial, because the system is a highly controversial topic. Some people believe in it, some people don't. Some people believe it's absolutely absurd what the system creates and what we have to do, and we have to conform, which that's what we're doing. We have to conform.
I believe that. Same.
We have to be the same. We can't be individuals, right? And I firmly believe that the system is broken, and I think the schooling system is outdated. And I know that some people share that opinion and some people don't. And this is just our opinions on it. Me and Nathan just happen to agree on this topic. But we both follow Gary Vee, very successful entrepreneur, a millionaire. I don't know whether he's a billionaire or not, but he owns hundreds of millions of dollars worth of companies, businesses, all online, digital. He's the digital master. Now, so many jobs now don't even require you to have certain qualifications. Like it used to be the way, right? Like when I went to school, you had to, I thought my job, they said, Mr. Stephen, you're not very good at school. You're failing all the subjects, blah, blah, blah. You should leave at year 10 and go and get a trade. And that's what I did. Because they recommended I don't go to year 12 because I wasn't a high achiever at school. I liked building stuff with my hands. So I went to TAFE and I got a trade. And then for the other people that are high achievers at school, they recommend they go to university and waste another 6 years of their life. Now, I'm not saying that going to university is wasting time. For some, like we need doctors, we need nurses, we need those people. But what I'm trying to say here, and what the point of this whole episode is, you have options. You do not need to be the same as what everyone else is. Just because you fit this stereotype of, well, you didn't do very good at school, so you must be a tradesman. And that's the only thing you can be forever. Bullshit.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit, bro. 100%.
Both of me and Nathan have a trade background. It's all we ever done.
Exactly.
I've been in the trade for 19 years.
Yeah.
And I was always too scared to do anything else because it's all I ever knew.
Exactly. And that's the mindset, right? That's the mindset.
It comes down to your mindset, 100%. Because I've been told all my life, right, that I wasn't smart enough to do anything else.
Exactly.
You didn't pass year 10. You didn't go to year 12. You can't be a business owner. You can't be successful. You can't earn lots of money. You need to be a tradesman. What? Bullshit.
Well, this is it. This is it, right? Let's put it this way, right? What do we learn at school? We learn algebra and Pythagoras theorem, and we learn how to analyze books, which is probably not half a bad thing. Let's be real. Analyzing books and writing essays and stuff like that, which is kind of a good thing. Journaling, but geography, history, all of the stuff that's like, you don't even ever fucking think about it again, right? How many fucking people have, like, really, you might say it every now and then, like, oh yeah, it was like back in the times when, you know, German was this and German was that. You're like, yeah, but it's more just a conversation. It doesn't fucking serve you. It doesn't serve anyone, right? So how often do you use algebra? I don't think I fucking have since I learned it in year 7 or whatever the fuck it was. Though, How often do you use money?
Yep.
Every
Every day.
Every day. So why the fuck don't they teach us anything about money? Why don't they teach us anything about using social media to earn money? Because guess what? You use money every day and you use social media every day.
Not only that, like Gary Vee says all the time, right?
Boom.
The times have changed, right? The world has changed. Technology has changed the game. The internet has changed the game. And the education system hasn't caught up.
No.
So why do we need to teach our kids certain things when they can, it's everything in the world is in the palm of your hand.
Literally.
So I'm not saying don't teach our kids basic maths and English and science and history. I'm not saying that, but we should be teaching our kids how to express their individuality, how to make money in other ways other than being an employee, how to save money, how to invest money, how to be an active contributor to society.
Exactly.
Right? The amount of kids that have depression and anxiety and all these mental issues because they constantly get put down and told they can't do things, you can't do it that way, and you shouldn't do it that way, and you don't fit the mold, so you can't go to university, etc., 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 makes it suppresses the real you. And when you get to an adult, you get to a point where you believe that shit. Like if someone says something to you enough in your life, you'll believe it. And that brings me to why it is so important. Yet again, we'll say it again, surround yourself with the right people.
Yep.
Start surrounding yourself with people that are going to reinforce how good you are.
Exactly.
How smart you are. What you are good at. What you can achieve if you put your mind to it.
Because
if they tell you enough, you'll start to believe it.
About to say, you know what? Sometimes it just takes somebody's perspective to actually take a look at you and look for the positive, as opposed to what every normal person does and looks for the negative. I don't know why we're wired that fucking way, but we are. We just automatically look for the negatives in everything. It's just how we approach things for some stupid godforsaken reason. I have no idea yet. But when somebody looks at you in the light of what is actually this person's strength? What is good about this person? And they analyze, okay, he's always smiling. That's a good thing. People would like that. He's always, he's actually quite driven. It's a good thing. A couple of things that are positive. And when people tell you, you're like, holy shit, I actually do have those qualities. Like, why has no one ever told me that before? You know what I mean?
You're bringing up another point, another thing that our kids should be learning. Self-development.
Oh, man.
I'm 34 years old, guys, and I only just discovered self-development and how powerful our mind is.
Yeah.
And what we can create. Now, if I had the tools that I have right now when I was at school, imagine, I'm a firm believer of how much better my life would be, how much smarter decisions I would have made, how many better people I would have met. Yeah. We need to start teaching, and like, we're just a little old two tradies talking on YouTube to maybe 10 people. Like we're not going to change the world when it comes to changing the schooling system, but we want to get out there that anyone that watches this, if you've been told you're not good enough, you can't achieve greatness, you can't have a business because you didn't go to year 12, or whatever. If you've been told that you're not good enough, both me and Nathan are here to tell you are good enough and you can have anything you want. Yeah. We're both living proof of that because we made a decision we both made a decision. Admittedly, I was 34 when I made this decision. Nathan, you are what, 20? Hey?
25.
25. So there's nearly 10 years between us.
100%.
And I fucking wish I come across this at Nathan's age. I'm telling you right now, because Nathan's got 10 years on me. Imagine where Nathan's going to be when he's my age. So this is never important. But in saying that, you're never too old. If you're in your 40s and you're watching this, you're not too old. You can change. You just have to make the decision to change.
Exactly. And look, you know, I guess we're conditioned that changing, it's just another conditioning. We're conditioned that changing is a bad thing. Because, you know, when you come to the table with something new or fresh, a new idea to a group of mates who are, you know, who've been holding you back all your life, you never even realised yet, a bunch of turkeys, you know, and you say a crazy new idea, it might be whatever it is. I don't know, I can't give an example, but they say, dude, like, who the hell even are you, man? You've changed, bro. And it's like, damn fucking straight off changed, bro. I don't want to stay the same dude drinking beers at the pub, smoking a bunch of cigarettes, doing this for the rest of my life. No way. Yeah. I've got a whole life to live. Why the hell would I do this every day? I don't... Yeah. Look, I'm not against having a couple of beers. No, that's awesome. However, when you do it every day and you fail to grow, growth is change. And here's another perspective really quick. A goal. What even is a goal? I don't give a shit how small or big it is. A goal is something that you are yet to have achieved. So, if you continue doing the exact same shit that you've been doing for however long, and you've still got that goal there that you've been thinking about for 10 years, obviously it's still there because nothing's changed in the midst. You need to climb the ladder of growth in order to hit the goal. If you're not, you're not achieving within yourself because of this conditioning. You don't believe that you can even get to that goal, so you've just got it there thinking, oh, one day, man, it'd be nice to jump in the van and take the kids with us and just do a lap in Australia. Like, one day. That'd be awesome. But, you know what? Fuck it, it's 3:30, boys, to go to the fucking pub. I'm not gonna... What the fuck, man? You just crushed yourself straight up.
Not only that, one of my favourite sayings, quotes, inspirational sentences, whatever you want to call it, guys, whatever you want to call it, is if you want something that you have never got or never had, you have to do what you haven't done.
Exactly. That's my point.
And it is so, like, if you cannot continue down the same road doing the same, like, this is how I justified making the change for myself. I have been working for 19 years doing the same thing for the same people. Yes, I worked for different jobs, but I was doing the same thing, working in the trade industry, trading my time for money for 19 years, and I still hadn't got anywhere near the life that I wanted, the lifestyle that I wanted, the income that I wanted. So why the fuck would I continue to do that for another 20 years when I know the result?
Exactly.
The result is going to be me, and we've all seen him, the old trading in the corner with a busted back and a fucked knee, with no wife because he's always at work, and his kids hate him because he never was home.
100%.
Why?
And fuck, that's the comfort zone right there. You can forecast 20 years of your life and you know exactly what it's going to look like. So there's no change, there's no fear, there's nothing to be scared of because it's forecasted. You know what it's going to look like. But when you sit here and you analyze it and you think, fuck, if that's what it's going to look like, that's fucked. I don't want it to look like that. But you're comfortable knowing that you know what it's going to look like. But doing something new is fresh, unforeseeable. You don't know what it's going to bring, and that's why it's scary. That's why you get in the ute and you go to the fucking job site the very next day, and the next day, and the next day, and then January 1st comes around and you think, fuck, it's been another year and I'm still doing this same fucking shit. And then
I got one for you.
Fuck, it's been 6 months already. Anyway.
If you were to book a holiday, right, and you knew you were going to, let's say you were going to Vanuatu, going to soak up the sun. Now you knew that there was going to be a cyclone there and it was going to rain the whole time. And they didn't have any of your favourite food anymore, and none of the fishing boats were allowed to leave, and you loved fishing. would you decide to go? Would you still go anyway?
Fucking question, bro.
Most people would say, no way, I'll wait till I'll go somewhere else. I'll do something else that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to serve
Now
you.
do the same thing. That's what we're doing in our life. We are literally, we know that, like, people know, oh man, I know I've got to work till I'm 70 and I don't know how I'm going to do it. And it's going to be so hard and my body's going to be wrecked. But they do it anyway. Where is the sense in that?
I know. I just wrote something down for one of my social media platforms later. That's going to be a really good topic, man.
It's crazy. Like, guys, you got to understand, yes, we have been conditioned. Yes, we have been told and put down. And yes, things might seem hard and you might not be able to do it. But trust me, if you want something bad enough, you will get it. You cannot win if you don't start.
Exactly, bro.
You have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And if you know what you're doing is not enjoyable, not achievable, as in you can't keep that up for another 30 years, which, let's face it, most trades are like that, especially in the building, construction and manufacturing industry.
Couldn't even consider.
You can't keep up that type of physical labor on your body for that amount of time that you're required to work. Because let's face it, now they're telling us we have to work till we're 70. Again, the system. Come on, guys. Who wants to work till they're 70? You don't have to. We've all seen these people with massive yachts and the big cars and all the stuff and living the dream on the beach and caravans and all the rest of it, right? And everyone looks at them and goes, oh, they're lucky.
Yeah.
Aren't they lucky, those people? It's nice to be handed down bloody millions of bucks. Bullshit. Most of them just made a decision. I used to have this mentality when I used to see someone with a flash car or a big house or a massive boat or a massive... Actually, here's a perfect one. I used to pass people on the highway when I was driving, and my wife used to laugh at me all the time. Because every time I used to see a caravan and a full drive going in the other direction, I used to go, fuckers. Struggle Street, fuckers. Every time they used to drive past, because I was jealous and because I thought that they had something that I couldn't do. I'm like, how do they do it? I used to say to them, how do they? And they used to look in the car. I used to always pull up next to someone towing a caravan, and I'd look in and expect to see someone in their 50s, 60s, 70s, retired. And I look in and there'd be two car seats in the back, kids playing, watching DVDs, and someone in their 20s or 30s driving a brand new 200 series Land Cruiser, towing a massive caravan. And I used to be going, well, what the fuck are they doing?
Exactly.
Because I want to be that.
Exactly.
And that is why I made the decision to do what I'm doing now. Am I driving a 200 series Land Cruiser towing a caravan yet? No. But I've only been doing this for 7 months.
Exactly.
Right? But what I'm saying is trying to find, you can achieve a hell of a lot in a short period of time if you embrace technology. And you can't embrace technology when you hold on to the old way of doing things.
And if you don't start. And if you don't start, bro. Yeah.
Sweet. I think that'll do.
Oh no, sorry, I'm super fired up, eh? It's just super, honest to God, it's just, we are so accepting. It's crazy that we can commit our lives to shit we hate because we feel that that's the only way. And
people feel trapped.
That's exactly what it is, man. It's like, fuck, I've got to do all this shit just to have this shit. And I don't even, fuck. You know, you just don't even know what to do. It's such a shit feeling. Like, I can't even say that I've felt it extremely because I'm not in a position, I was never in a position that's like someone in their 50s that has an entire family, for example. I haven't even experienced that level of pain. But fuck, like, just knowing what that would feel like, observing other guys on the job sites and knowing how just fucking trapped they feel and listening to them, and it's just like, bro,
yeah,
like, you're your own barrier, man. And that's the truth.
100%. Most people are their own worst enemy, and they're the only reason why they won't take action, and all the rest of the things that all we've covered in all these other episodes, right? Breaking through your fear, breaking through limiting beliefs, not letting your past dictate your future. Just because you've done it that way doesn't mean you have to do it that way, right? All these other topics that we've spoken about, all you need to put them all together and realize that you can set goals, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, to not let fear stop you, right? To not let your past dictate your future, to surround yourself with the right people, i.e. mentors that have been successful in whatever it is you want to do and have the lifestyle that you want. And now realize that even if you've been conditioned with bad beliefs and you have bad beliefs around money and rich people and all of that sort of stuff, it can be changed.
Yeah, just wipe that hard.
It's like a program.
Reset it, man. Exactly.
Yeah, it's our brains are like a computer, guys. You can reprogram the computer. You can change everything.
Yeah.
You just have to do it though. No one's going to do it for you.
Yeah. People can guide you. People can give you insights. People can mentor you.
Yeah.
Show you. People can
both
help.
me and Nathan are mentors, right? We by no means are we experts, but we are handing down what we've learned and what mistakes we've made.
Exactly.
And that the people that we mentor are going to be one step ahead of where we started because we're sharing our wisdom. We're learning off people that are 10 steps ahead of us, and we're learning off their mistakes. And that's how mentorship works. Like, people think only rich people can have mentors or sporting people. Bullshit. Everyone should have someone they look up to.
Well, think about it. When you start your trade, you're an apprentice, and you look up to the tradie. Who's the only guy who's got the knowledge?
He's a mentor.
He's a mentor, bro. And then when you become a tradesman, you look down at the apprentice, you go, oh, fuck, here we go. I'm going to try and teach this bloke because you know he's going to be hard work. But you step up to the plate because you're the guy who's fucking got the skills and the knowledge, and you go, he doesn't. Let's fucking show him. Let's put him through what we went through so he knows what it's all about. Go.
And you don't know what you don't know.
You just, exactly. And you know what? When I first started this shit, like, fuck, man, laying pavers and pushing barrows, I never thought I'd be on a YouTube fucking channel trying to motivate people to help them to become better versions of themselves, man. But going through those motions for myself, and fuck, we're still working out some aspects of how to fucking put these videos up and how to edit them and all this shit. It's fucking not easy, but we seeing the value of our lives dramatically increase by giving value to people and creating something bigger than just ourselves, being better versions of ourselves, and fucking feeling that love, man. Like, it just feels so good to share this shit, right? And oh, fuck, the fact that it's changed our lives that much, lifted us up, it's just given meaning to doing this work. Like, we don't specifically get paid for making this exact video right here. We don't get paid for this, but we want to do this work. And I think that's the mindset shift. If you're thinking about going to work for money, that's when the trap starts. If you're thinking about going to work to invest your time in order to snowball and then have long-term success, fuck yeah. That's what these entrepreneurs teach us. That's why they're our mentors. They're teaching us long-term success. And yes, there's short-term gains as well along the way. It's not like you're doing it for dead free, but there's some aspects of it that we're just doing for fucking straight value. And when you go to the trade, you don't even feel valuable. You're like, fuck. You just feel like another number. If you don't feel valuable, how can you give value? You're just like, fuck, what's the fucking point?
And you know what that does? That taints the next generation of tradesmen to be exactly the same.
Exactly.
Like, how many of us that have gone through a trade got put through initiation? The old, the young first year apprentices send him down to the shop to get a left-handed screwdriver.
Yeah.
And catch a bucket full of sparks.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
And a skyhook.
And then we wonder why that mentality and that mindset of that demographic of people hasn't changed in fucking 50, 60, 100 years.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You've got to be the person that breaks the chain. Look, not everybody wants a change in their life, and that's cool too. But
No.
From my standpoint,
I'm thinking right now, if they didn't want to change, they wouldn't be watching still by now.
exactly. That's a good point. That's a good point. Very good point. But fuck, I don't even care if this is recorded or whatever, but I'm gonna cut this into snippets and we can chuck it on our Instagram stories and shit, bro. That way people can see some highlights as well, so they don't have to watch the entire thing if they don't so desire, because it does get a bit lengthy. Sometimes we get a bit long-winded with our chats. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. Some short snippets.
Yeah, I'll do it, bro.
Yeah.
But look, guys, I guess what we're saying is it's just some stuff that we do to actually earn income online. That's part of what we do. We're building brands, and this is part of what we're doing there. And breaking the chain has to start from you. If you're not interested to change, go ahead and commit to another fucking 40 years, whatever level of life you're at now. Go and commit to another fucking 40 years of hating it. Fuck it. We're not your fucking parents. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But fuck, if you can sit here and tell us that one thing we've just said doesn't make any fucking sense, I'll eat this hat right here. Put it that way. I'll eat it. It's one of my favourite hats too. But
look, guys, it's one of those things. Like, majority of people, me and Nathan we're gonna start doing these controversial topics because we want to put it out there, right? And let's face it, the majority of people are probably thinking what we're saying, but they're too scared to say it because they're too worried about other people.
Scared to be it. Too scared to be it.
Nathan, if it's not clear by now, we don't give a shit about other people's opinions, negative comments, or any of it. Bring it.
Fuck yeah.
It's engagement either way. But bring it, right? Bring it, because I want to hear from the people that agree, and I want to hear from the people that don't agree, and I want to find out why they don't agree. And it's probably because something was told to you when you were a kid, and it was smashed into your head when you're at school.
If anything,
smashed into your head again when you're at university.
Exactly.
That you're better than someone else and or whatever. Like,
if anything, if you don't agree, it kind of just reinforces our point of the fact that you're conditioned to fucking begin with. If you fucking ask me, because look, and not that our way of thinking is the only other way.
No.
But I'm just trying to say that when you are part of the masses and you're drilled into this box, it fucking sucks. Everyone hates it. Everyone's miserable every day. Everyone's doing shit they hate. And it's just like, if you ever ask yourself why, have you ever tried to dissect that thought? That's what it's all about. That's what we're doing. We're no better.
As some of you know already, I've spoken about it a few times before. I used to be in the military. I used to be in the Navy. And then that's a perfect example of making people conform. Right? You go to recruit school and you learn you can't even walk the way you want to walk. You have to walk a certain way. You have to eat when they tell you to eat. You have to make your bed the way they want you to make your bed. Now, that's the military. I signed up for that. I like that. But what I'm talking about is that is conformity at its best. Now, people that join the military, well, they're doing that to themselves, so that's your own fault. But people are doing that. That's what society and the schooling system does to our kids. And it's okay. Everyone just lets it happen. But the damage is done to those poor kids that want to be different. They want to express their opinions. They want to do something that not necessarily the teacher doesn't think they can do, but they get told they can't, and it gets beat out of them, and that takes its toll by the time they get to a young adult, and they just give up, and they go and get a job, and they go to work, and they go on to eat, sleep, repeat mode, zombie mode, whatever you want to call it, and that's it.
Right. Kills me, eh? Dude, it kills me. It kills me. I feel most sorry. I feel sorry for people that can't put in their mind to it, man, because it's like, dude, like it's your life, man. It is. We only get one of them. Two fingers up and one of them. It's like, it's just, anyway, look, I don't know how long we've been going for. It's obviously a passionate topic, guys. I don't want to waste up all your time. You're probably not even watching by this point to fucking begin with. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and I hope that, if anything, it actually has instilled a little bit of, holy fuck, these two cunts are right. Because...
And you can
change it. 100%. You can. So, adios, guys. I fucking, it's killing me. I can't stop. I don't want to keep. Just bye.